but
That's
it's
always
really
fun.
fun to watch.
So what's been since you've been a chef or cook for chef or cook? I don't
Whatever,
whatever.
whatever you
Well,
want to
it's like
call it.
because everybody has a different definition, like chef, because like you didn't go to school for it, but
No,
chefs also have 20 plus years in the industry. So it's all depends on how you would consider yourself. But with your culinary experience, like where have you
you want
gone
me to
that has
finish
been
it?
your
Mhm.
what restaurant have you gone to that's been the most exciting experience?
I mean, ow, ow, my arm.
Yeah.
Pulling you and trying to get you to take the
Oh. Stop. The
No,
pain.
no,
Why are you
oh.
making me do this?
So do you hear my question?
I missed
Oh,
it.
the question is that
Sorry.
what's been your favorite culinary experience that you've done that you've experienced? Period.
Probably learning to make Wellingtons for myself,
Yeah,
like beef Wellington.
I've watched people make it. It is a
It's a
tricky son of
pain
a
in
gun,
the ass.
especially trying to get that crispy crust to it. Like the one that most blew me away was I think it was like on a Master Chef where they took a venison backstrap and
Mhm.
did that. It's like, oh, that looks
I couldn't
good. That
like
looked
I
good.
couldn't legally like do something like that, but like me learning it, I can go do that at home. You
Yeah.
know, like that was probably my like
One that you're
one
able to
thing.
copy from the restaurant to your home, but that was that overall. That's been your favorite experience at a restaurant.
So far, yeah.
Okay, it's respectable because it's like those who have watched
That's
Gordon
like
Ramsay
what
and those
I've
do it. It's not easy.
yeah, I've taken away most is like learning different traits and different skills. And I think learning how to make the Wellington for myself was like a big step.
Heck yeah.
Like risotto, the Wellington, like that's a big step.
Yeah, I've had some really good risotto over the years. So it's like, and I respect those who can actually pull off all the elements in the time frame you can do it because it's a very
It's
accurate meal to put together in a very small time frame.
yeah, very small. Like 1 second it's fine, the next second you have to throw it away.
Yeah, I don't even know what Wellington looks like or risotto. I feel like
It's pretty easy. I know.
Wellington's basically just like meat wrapped in like a pastry dough, like a steak wrapped in a pastry dough.
okay. All right. Yeah, like what was like the best local restaurant for that?
I don't know if there's one here. I've eaten at all of them. Would it be the
Would
Freight
Freight
House?
House have one?
I don't know.
I
I've
was
never
like
eaten
the
there.
Freight House might have one. The Waterfront might have one.
Possible. Yeah.
Okay.
To Google.
Yeah, right. I mean, I can look it up later, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just yeah, I've never had it, so I wouldn't even know like what it would take to make it, but
It's a pain in the
it sounds like it's really good though.
It is really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's probably worth it for the customer, you know? That satisfied
Depends on
smile.
yeah. Depends on if the cook can pull it off. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, yeah,
I've
yeah.
ordered them and they've come out just crap. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and then I go, oh, I could
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
tough though.
have made
That's tough. Cause like if
Half the
you
time I'm just like, yo, do I ask if I can go back there and teach them how to do this?
you could probably get your meal paid for.
Right? Or you're asked to come the next night. Like, this is how you do
They'll ask me, they'll try and get me to come and work for them.
Just become a food critic. Like start doing like Yelp reviews and stuff.
it. Like Keith Lee.
Yeah.
He's developed a phenomenal channel for it. His videos, like his reviews on restaurants change people's lives based off because what he does, he orders everything to go or he orders something to this way they because
Is that the kid in like the suit?
because he's
Yeah.
from I think he's from Las Vegas or
Well,
something like that.
you kind of have
Yeah.
to take it to go, otherwise you're gonna get like the best service.
In the beginning when he would do it,
Best whatever, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like they're
'Cause they know
they're
you,
cooking multiple
yeah.
at that point. Then they're sending out the best one.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
They know
For
you.
sure.
You can't
Yeah.
be like, I mean it falls kind of into that like you can give a better review if you're not
I
in
mean,
the
there are
place.
still secret shoppers for restaurants and stuff like that.
Undercover bosses,
For-
all that
yeah.
stuff.
Before
It's
he
all
became as
there.
popular as he has, that's what he would do. It's like he'd walk in there, order everything to go, and nobody would know who he would be because it's like you go to these whole raw restaurants, and those
Mhm.
who own restaurants or working restaurants, they don't have time to be on social
No, yeah.
media.
No.
So it was convenient for him to go in there, but he would base everything on his customer service and the quality of the food. Like he was very critical on some certain things and with that. But it's like it would be amazing that like you go to one restaurant, he would do more for a business than uh bar rehab or any of those those rehab shows on TV. He would actually
Yeah.
change people's lives because of it.
Yeah, I
Or
miss
they close the
when
or they close the business because of trash.
that too. Yeah, I mean,
But
if
hey,
it's garbage,
it's
it's
saved the long
garbage.
game. It's just a joke. IRS is just a
Oh,
joke.
we're cutting all of this. Anyways, guys, welcome back to B tier. We have, I don't know, a quintessential Cedar Ridge, and then I think you are drinking the last of
I'm
the
drinking the rest of
Hennessy.
that.
And he's like, the rest of the Hennessy is now mine. I gave it to you though. I was like, I popped it open and gave it to you. He needed it. But anyways, we got daily content, guys. Definitely go click that like button, that subscribe button, all that good stuff down below. I'm gonna try to. I haven't even started the upload process yet for Spotify, but I can now, so I still do that. I was gonna do that last weekend or over the weekend, and I just did not have time. One thing got away, then I was editing, and then next thing you know, I have more content for next week or a month from now or 2 months from now. We have daily content, and
Yep.
we got a lot of love on one of our zombie videos. I think it was like a World War Z one. So
Okay.
thank you guys for that. But we have not hit 100K views yet on the video, so we'll get there. But we have, I think the channel has well over 100K now, so it's just slowly getting more and more and more. And I think we're up like 10 subs. It's just we're gonna get there. It's like a whole process. But
Oh yes, it is.
for being only like 4 months old as a project, it's pretty good. Like it's a good start. So in a year, who knows? In a year. Could be $1 million weekend next year at some point. You know what I mean?
Oh, that would be awesome.
But yeah, anyways, so welcome back to B tier. And I guess I'll cheers to whatever the heck I just talked about for 5 minutes.
Malta.
It's funny because we're cutting right before that. And we'll be like, what the heck are you talking about?
I had a friend of mine he posted on social media asking, "Where's the best place to buy 9mm?" It's like I'm looking through all the chat logs and everybody's giving credible sources. Like I said, IRS, because they a couple years ago they bought a couple 100 million rounds. Like they must some up their sleeve. This is back before they're about ready to announce they're going to hire like 80,000,
87,000 new
Yep.
agents. Yeah, to mainly audit the South because nobody likes the South. They're all poor people. It's I don't know if you've seen that map, but it's like this is true with almost every single stat in America for whatever reason. You could put like an obesity chart on America. You could overlay like the auditing chart on America. You could overlay like insert other statistic here. And they all look exactly the same. It's like the green is like the north half of the map, and then it's like the red areas are like deep south, Missouri, Alabama, Louisiana. They're always
Oh.
like the cancer rates, the obesity rates, like you name it, is like in that area. So I don't, it's just obviously like the poor versus like everybody else, but it feels bad. But yeah, the audit rate for like the deep poor South is like astronomically higher than everywhere else in the country.
It's like going after water in the desert. It's like good luck.
Yeah, like nobody has money down there, and they just get tortured for it. It's like this is what we did, and like people will like defend that. People will be like, "Oh, we're gonna go after like these rich people," and then like you look at who's getting audited after the hiring, and it's the same people who were getting audited before, but just more of them. It's like, why? Like,
Like,
you're
why are
just
you being so
causing
mean? Why are you
pain.
bullying me? Please stop it.
Yeah. It just sucks. I just imagine. And then like the other one is like the cancer and like all of that stuff is also really bad in like Pennsylvania and stuff, like rural Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah,
Like those
photo
guys just
paper
get
mills and all that.
those guys
are
just get
plagued with
shit
mercury and
on.
such. Yeah.
I feel so bad. It's just like I don't know. They get audited too at the same rate they get cancer and obesity.
That's so
You know?
wild.
Yeah.
Well, DuPont's out there too, so they have their Teflon plants out there that kill is doing astronomical amounts of damage to everybody out there.
Yeah, the paper mill is the only thing to work, man. You got to do it. You know what I mean?
The iron mills and stuff like that too. But I don't know. I don't. Didn't Biden shut a few of those things down too in Pennsylvania? Or-
I'm
not sure.
I feel like
He's done so- he's done-
those places have just been getting shut down left and right for a long time. I don't know if that has anything to do with current politics or not. I think it's just manufacturing in general. I'm like, they'll never come back. Like those jobs will never come back.
No, they shipped everyone to China or Mexico.
And you know, when people talk about the pollution rate, it's like, well, okay, if we send it over to China, they're polluting at like a 5 times higher rate than the U.S. is. You want industry in the U.S. to be clean.
Yeah.
And since we're basically like putting all these EPA restrictions on these companies, they can't do proper business here, so they just ship it over to China, and then they have worse pollution for the whole world. So it's like I don't know what people are thinking or what people are. I don't know where like the logic is. And you know, I don't pretend that people are rational
No, yeah.
because I think a lot of people like I always bring like the love question in, but it's like, you know, if you really love like a girl and she's like throwing up red flags left, right, and center, you're still like are in love with that girl for whatever reason, right? No matter what your
Right.
rational brain is seeing. So like just in the same aspect, I think like humans just generally don't care about rationality. Like, you know, if you have to fight for your tribe or whatever, you're gonna fight for your tribe regardless of if you agree with them rationally or not.
Well, I like to
'Cause
say,
it means
rules
like
for
that
thee,
in the
not for
beginning.
me.
Yeah, let them eat cake, you know? That's what I've heard a couple times here and there. But anyways, guys, like, because we don't really come in with topics, right?
Right.
And I know this is like, so I've talked to both of you guys separately now about like what B tier needs to change or what B tier needs to expand on. So far, consensus across the board, hat topics, best idea we've had by far. So you can thank Phil for that.
Hey, it's just good enough, man.
Yeah, just good
Just
enough.
I
That's not even
just made the
derogatory.
cut. You know?
Our first t-shirts go hard. Our second t-shirts also go hard. He has mentioned limited merch drops. That's something that we need.
This way,
So-
we're avoiding overhead. But
Mhm.
as we do it like we do 10 of small, medium, large, extra large, triple X, stuff like that. This
Yeah.
way, then we're but the upside is too. It's which we can always do on demand, but it get the price point per shirt goes up when you do that because of everything. Because you're
Right.
buying as needed. But we discussed that I don't know last week or 2 weeks ago, but we figured like that would be a good way to do it, so we're not sitting on merch
No, yeah.
trying to push it. So plus it kind of creates the initial investment for people. It's like, ooh, it's like kind of like valuetainment. You know, they only do like 1,000 hats, sold out in seconds.
Yeah. And then we could do like NFT drops along with them and
Mhm.
you know the whole nine.
Now we just got to get
Then we
kind
drop
of
coins.
I'm imagining right now a
B-tier
t-shirt.
meme coin, man.
B-tier coins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
B tier, like you can buy into our company.
We're the new Bitcoin.
Yeah.
B-tier coin.
Yeah, B-tier coin, just
B
good
coin.
enough.
Just good enough.
B coin. I'm thinking of like, and I'm gonna put this out into the world real quick so we at least have the idea somewhere on paper. Because you know it's like a dictation for me,
Yeah.
right? We can just put it out here. I'm thinking of like a T-shirt right now that has like four people on it, right? Us four.
Oh
You,
yeah,
me, Kato, Jeff. You know, we
Uh-huh.
got everybody, right? And what it would be is like we would do the stoner, so it would be like guy smoking a joint, like cartoon of
Yeah,
you
yeah,
smoking
yeah.
a joint in on like you know left chest, right chest would be like the cop looking at you.
Be like, "Hey, come on, man."
And then me and Jeff arguing about like politics down here. Like you could put a tinfoil hat on him,
Oh,
and then
that'd
you
be
could put like the
legit.
gamer headset on me.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect, man. I love
Yeah.
it. That's awesome.
or
Just had me looking at Kato. What?
yeah,
right.
exactly.
What?
And then you
Your
have
little bubble pierces blood.
and then like you're passing the joint to him, and then
What?
I'm like listening to a video
Or
game
no,
in the
no,
corner
it's like,
doing
"You want some?"
nothing. Yeah.
I haven't asked that question.
Yeah, right.
So that's one
I do have
shirt
that
idea.
opportunity now.
Right? Don't worry, it's Delta 9.
Yeah, it's Delta CBD.
Yeah,
It's CBD. And then my other idea is, and this would just be in font, but you just do like a stoner, a gamer, a cop, and a conspiracy theorist. And it's like,
We could just do symbols.
yeah, or
A
a symbol.
pot leaf.
Yeah, oh, that would be
controller,
great too.
like, yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be good too. I like that. Yeah. So I just wanted to put that out in like the world, so
There
we
you
like
go.
have it written
So this way, then, if you
down.
guys are listening to this and when this gets clipped,
well,
write your suggestion in the comments.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Write your
Yeah.
comments down below.
And whoever has
Ask
the
us-
highest
ask
like
us
between
any
the two of them,
question.
we'll pursue with that market
Yeah. So like that's
marketing.
not a bad idea.
I like
but
it. See, audience can help us
Have a
decide.
bow and arrow for the hunter.
Yeah, there we
yeah,
go.
I like the idea with the tinfoil hat.
I do too. And the bow and arrow. You said it's like that's awesome. I'm
we
game
can
for
do
that.
We can do both.
I should make it.
Yeah, we
tinfoil
can
hat.
make a couple different versions. you
yeah,
know, one-
yeah.
couple limited editions.
Jeff's like
Heck
trying
yeah.
to hand me like a gun to hunt, and then like,
Yeah.
like in the bottom, and then
Oh,
But
hey,
we-
I do have a bow for sale if you're interested in buying a bow. Yep. Yeah. You know, it's yeah.
Interesting.
yeah, I said he has mentioned that to me
Yeah.
before.
Yep. I pitched to him too as well. Yeah. Yep.
I think I told Jeff if I could buy it with crypto, I'd buy it right now. I don't know if
I
that was-
told-
Oh
I-
yeah, maybe we
Yeah, I
just
told
do
you
that.
to. It's like you have my. You can just send it
I
to
have your
Soulflare.
wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Like I
You
love.
sounds like you're getting a bow.
yeah, it sounds like I'm gonna buy a bow tonight.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, the crypto is so easy to send. I love it. I love it. It changes the game. Game changer, you know?
Oh yeah, especially when we're riding high on the B tier revenue, stuff like that. We could be flying over the country, like, hey, let's go shoot our bows over here. Let's go game in this place over here. I have to brush up my gaming skills, but you'll see what happens. Talk some mad shit.
I
bro. I'm like,
heard you're
"Suck."
pretty good at Diddy Kong racing, so might be
Yeah.
kind of fun to run it back.
bust off the,
Why is he never there for Mario Kart then?
oh, I know,
I
right?
usually just, I'm trash. I'm trash. I'm like
I
there could be 10. There could be 10 people. There could be 12 people. That think I'm number 11.
There was
I'm just good enough.
there was a night.
So am I. We're right there.
There was a
Right?
night where we were all playing in the living room, and it
Mhm.
was like me, Jeff, Sophia, and Kayla,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
and we like had 4 screens up, and somebody was like driving off the side of the ledge like over and over and over again,
That's
just
Sophia.
like so everybody was like, Jeff, why are you driving off the side of the ledge? Like everybody was like claiming it was him, and he's like, what do you mean? I'm already done with the race. And we look over, and Sophia's on the couch, like not even holding the controller at this point because she thought she was done with the race. So she was looking at Jeff's screen
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
another person's screen the entire night. It happened like 5 races in a row. And we kept calling him bad at the game.
yeah.
Like Alicia's like jumping in too. She's like, Jeff, why you keep driving off the side?
Yeah.
And here we were calling him so bad at the game, and then it was just Sophia. I felt really bad after.
It's all right. It's okay.
In the heat of the moment, it was really funny.
Man, yeah. Sophia passed out hard after we got done from fishing, because like she was losing so many worms. But it's like I
Yeah.
told her on the way home, and something that's like, it's perfectly fine because your uncle and I have lost hundreds of worms, hundreds of worms.
That's
And she did
part
catch
of the game.
She caught a bass, and she after you left too as well, largemouth.
I saw the picture of the perch too.
Yeah. I caught that.
Oh,
She wanted a picture of it.
I was
so-
like, I just saw the picture, so
Yeah.
I assumed, but
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
guess
yeah, that was definitely a surprise to see the perch come up, and the crappie was a good excitement too. But it's like if I had minnows and I was casting a little bit further out there, I probably got because that crappie was just like an inch and a half too short. So it's like there's bigger ones in there,
Oh yeah.
you know.
Oh,
So at least, but the thing that surprised me is
You
when I
know they're
pulled up the
there.
perch.
yeah. Right.
Yeah, that perch is like I love catching me some perch.
I went to like the rock that you were on earlier where you caught that bass.
Yeah.
And I lost the bait. It got
That
snagged.
happens.
Yeah, it happens
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the time.
I've
But I
lost- I've
was
lost hundreds of thousands of dollars just sitting in the bottom of the river.
yeah.
I'm not gonna. I don't know how to swim, so I ain't going to get it. So.
Plus, you don't really want to swim in that.
No, not really.
Not really.
I know what swims in there. I don't
Yeah,
know.
well,
I'm saying
yeah.
you.
Snake will like go up your urethra and.
This is not the
Yeah,
Amazon.
we're not.
you never
Yeah,
know.
we don't have that problem.
I don't know. I don't know. They call it the muddy Mississippi for a reason, right? Like maybe it goes up your butt. Oh, I don't know.
Ooh, that would not
Can you
be pleasant.
imagine?
No, I've pulled like too many fish in there out to know what's in there.
Yeah, I hear you. I caught after you left. I got over 20 fish, but it was a combination, just lots of bluegills, and then that one crappie and that perch, and that was it. But like they were hitting hard. It's like even showed Kayla how to jig and stuff like that, but she was using the wrong rod to do something like that because Bait
I
casts are
mean,
not
she
made for
she
that.
ended up catching a couple fish here and
Yeah, she
there,
caught a
so that's
smallmouth.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, she got a smallmouth. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's not it wasn't a bad day. I didn't catch shit. But, I was
We'll-
also
we'll get you
like
on.
active reeling the whole time.
Yeah, we'll get
and
you on.
Yeah. I'm not worried about it. But I talked to
I'm
Ryan.
not worried about it, man. I don't even know.
I talked to Ryan and he was like, "Yeah, just like crankbait." That's like what he's been hitting on too.
Yeah, that's
But he
fine.
like only goes to Pettibone.
Yeah,
like-
I like to switch it up.
Yeah, I know like we hit Lake Neshonic the
On
other
Friday.
day. And
Yeah, that was we got skunked.
We
You
got
had one bite.
skunked.
Yeah, but it
I
was
had
really
one I had
stupid
one
shallow.
bite. I did have one bite and it followed up, but it was like too small for the hook. It was it was like this little guy. I'm like, oh yeah, you're not
I
gonna hit
love
a
watching
spinner
them just
bait.
like follow it,
Yeah. You see the shadow just
Yeah,
like
it's like-
poke it and then come
or
back.
just like
and it's
shoot at it. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, cool.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Oh,
Nice.
and he has your rod too.
oh, I wasn't.
Oh
prepared.
yeah, I do.
I
Forgot
was-
about that. Yeah, we'll get it back to you. I mean, it's not once it's kind of like in the family. It's like you know what I mean. Like
I knew it was in safe hands.
it'll
like,
get passed around and somebody will give it to you. And yeah,
I knew it was in safe hands. We're good.
The only thing I recommend doing is like if you want to reset the memory of that line, you just put in some warmed up. I'm sure you already knew, but yeah. You've heard about like resetting the memory of a line?
no,
Yeah,
that
so-
sounds crazy.
So what you basically do is you just take the drag off and you take the spindle off, so make sure it's on there secure. You just drop it in some warmed hot water in there, and it'll basically reset the memory on it. It just kind of resets the whole how it sets on the spindle.
Yeah, you made 0 sense there, but I like it. Basically, just warm water. Put the whole thing in there.
yeah.
All right.
Because they'll remove off of the
You
unit,
like
so-
use the definition to like define the definition, so it just didn't make any sense to me. It's like,
Yeah.
you're like, oh yeah, you can just throw it in there to reset the line. I'm like, okay, is that what you just said? Like you're
Yeah.
resetting the line? I don't know what that means,
Because it's
but
like
I
when,
like it.
so
I like
when,
it.
when the line comes off
good call.
on the spinning wheel, you'll see that it has that curl to it. By doing that, resetting it, it removes it. So this way, it's a little bit easier to.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is why it's
that
easier to
sounds-
reel in. So that's why me personally, I like using braided line because you don't have to worry about that issue. Plus, fishing here though, it's like I've caught my fair share of big enough fish, whether it be blue
Dude, the
or
Guard,
or
guards,
or
man, guards will
dolphins.
just rip your line. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, you need
Cats.
something with more than 30 pounds, or like you need to have braided line here, pretty much, to get anything.
it's kind of random. And like everybody's giving me fun when I'm in fishing camp. There, everybody gives me shit for using 30-pound braided. But you know what? I never lost a single lure. I only lost like 2, or one guy lost 20 of them. It's like, hey, you're
Yeah.
keeping some of your business.
Right.
I'm just sitting there just jigging, catching fish. Caught 101 fish on one day.
Yeah,
I think
right.
over the whole weekend, I think I caught probably close to 200 fish. But kept, you should say kept. Caught probably well over 300, considering
Yeah.
all the days we went fishing and how many things I threw back or I lost them. You know,
Yeah.
I'm thinking this for before we go out in May, I'm gonna go and buy trout nets because like when you get into get into some good crappie, you don't want to be the butt of the joke. There's been so many times like, oh my god,
Yeah, falls right off.
Yep.
Yeah. I love that. I didn't really realize this. So like, I don't know. A lot of people around here don't fish, and like we have like we have like the best area in the country to probably fish, just like all the time, all year round. It's not like the boundary waters, but we're
No.
close. We're close enough to where it's like you can kind of just fish every day, right?
oh yeah,
Mine is like obviously there's some really cold winter days,
I'll still be out.
you still go out there.
but
I'll still be out
I
there.
just think it's interesting that like
Past
a lot
Christmas,
of people
there's
around
people
us
by drives
don't.
back still fishing. There's still open water.
Yeah,
And if you got hard water
I'll
there,
still be out there,
you
too.
just continue going down to Genoa, Burn on Prairie Jean. Those dams, those waters open.
yeah,
Walk down the levees there and just start jigging.
yep, yeah. It's not a bad. I got to go spillway. I think that's probably gonna be my next day.
Mm-hmm.
I
was thinking-
don't
I was think-
know what you're up to tomorrow morning, but maybe we go out. Possibly go out. Talk to Ryan from third shift, or when he was on like the end of his second shift,
Mhm.
and I was like, "What are you?" Like, he's like, "What are you up to tomorrow?" I'm like, "I probably got a live stream at some point, but
Oh yeah.
And then obviously we had the pod today, but he was like, "What are you doing Tuesday?" And I was like, "I'm probably gonna have a gaming sesh at some point, but before or after, I'm probably."
Are you gonna pick up a different rig, or are you gonna keep with the baitcaster?
Dude, I like my baitcaster a lot.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Um,
not saying anything about it, but like, you're gonna switch it.
oh,
I recommend.
I'm probably gonna switch to a crankbait tomorrow.
Okay, you would still want to be you guys still go after active fish.
Yeah,
No,
'cause I
no,
think
that-
we
the
got
water's
I think
still
we
warm.
got a week left, you know, and then
Got a
after
couple weeks
that,
left.
Yeah.
yeah, and then after that, I'll
'Cause it warms
probably.
back up next week. We're gonna be back in the 70s.
Oh yeah,
guys.
we,
This
we,
is,
Oh
we
yeah,
got
we got
like a
time
month.
then.
We got
Yeah.
a month left.
Yeah. No, I like active fishing way more. So I would much rather just try to catch bigger fish than just have like the bluegill bite and all that.
yeah, it's frustrating.
It's not
Yeah.
it's not fun because it's
Mhm.
just a different type of fishing.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather go for bigger, like the not the trophies necessarily, but just like the big enough to take a photo and have your family be like, "Oh, damn, like that's a good fish."
Right.
You
Yeah, I
know.
used to be that way too. Is like when I stopped, then I just all I started doing is jigging. But it's like I miss bait casting, but it's like it's so finicky right now because it's like some of the bass are starting to slow down, and the pike are in deeper waters, so we're not really finding there. But if we go like down to like Brownsville or something like that, or to an area that has deeper bodies of water where the fish can swim up and grab it, that's what we're missing. Because it's like the depth we're fishing there is not deep enough.
Yeah.
'Cause, like that's the best part about it. Because like when you go when you're fishing on that dock, you go parallel, and that water's like 3 feet higher. Oh, the bass fishing, the pike fishing are so much more fun because now they have a means to come up and grab it.
Yeah. Yeah, I just haven't been out like all year, so it's just been. I guess like I'm gonna go
Trying
back
to make
to
up
my.
for it.
I'm gonna go back to the habit that I would in the peak summer. So like it's just because I missed it all year. So I was like, okay, if I'm gonna go out fishing, I might as well be active with it. Like at least try to make up for the time that I did miss over the year. But having like 4 days under your belt in the middle of October is not a good look for me. So like next year, we'll probably
We'll
fish
figure
all
it, yeah.
summer.
We'll figure
Yeah.
I'm fishing all year,
I will be.
regardless.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like when
Like,
for me, I like active fishing a lot. So it's like as soon as like May kind of rolls around and they're like kind of getting off their breeding period, I'll be out there quite a bit. And it's just like I don't know why, but yeah, like the last like 2 years, I just have not been catching anything. So I just like this year, I was like, I don't really want to go out.
Respawn's a lot
You
of fun.
kind of you kind of get
all it is
like,
like right place, right time. You know what it means.
yeah.
Yeah. That
Um,
pre-spawn bite though, that pre-spawn bite when
yeah.
you do it with the pike and the bass and
Well, then you
dolphins,
could
so much
literally
fun.
probably just throw a plain hook in there and you're catching something.
yeah.
Like,
There was a day at the spillway like a couple years ago. Me and my buddy just like kind of smoked, and then like all day we were just like hitting. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just he would hit a fish. 2 minutes later, I would hit a fish.
Yeah.
3 minutes later, he would hit a fish. I would hit another fish. It would be like just back to back to back all day. And sometimes you have those days, and then some days you like don't hit for a week. You're like, oh my god, like what like what changed? What happened?
Well, that's where
Using the same bait in the same spot. It's like okay.
well, that's where
you know.
that's where you pay attention to the sunlight, the cloudy, the color of the water, the depth of the water. Was a recent rainfall? Is it nutrient rich from a recent flood or something like that? All those things come into play and like where
Yeah.
you're fishing. How
But
deep
it's
they
nothing
are.
that I'm paying attention to because I can't like allocate in my mind like to go.
Oh yeah, because you're just kind of smoking.
No, well, in my brain, like I don't think my brain has like a I don't think I have a department in my brain looking for like
All those details.
how to learn to fish. You know what I mean? Like, like I don't think I care about any of that. I think I'm just gonna like fish the same waters that I know I've hit before it, and I'm just gonna wait until it
But you
hits.
still got to
again.
know their patterns a little bit.
Yeah, I know, but like, thankfully, this is just a hobby to me. It's not like if
It's not like I
I
talk about it on a bi-weekly basis.
well, it's like you guys are probably prone to like just like learning the pattern, learning the migration patterns of your geese before you shoot them. But me in my brain, like I can't.
you don't have the bandwidth for it. It's like I
Yeah.
completely get it. you
Like
know?
I'm even when I'm out there, I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a millionaire this year, hopefully, and throw it back out there.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm just throwing it out there. I'm trying
Yeah.
to catch a million.
Yeah, no, but that I mean, like, I just don't have like I'm just gonna like chalk it up to the game.
I
You know what I
realize
mean?
it's like $1. I was,
Dang,
shit.
yeah. Maybe I'll hit 100K this time. You know, it's like you hit like a deal or no deal. Like you come back with a case and you have to
all
open
I'm
it.
reeling back are dollars right now.
Yeah.
So
Well, no, and so in my brain, I just don't have like he said the bandwidth for it.
yeah.
There's just so much else going on in my brain because I'm even thinking about like editing out there, and I'm not really. I'm trying to like, I guess, like get away. Like that's my escape,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
want to
yeah.
have to like make it some
Well,
type of
something
like
like my
another
dad
thing.
and grandpa always said is like you bring a lot more to the lake than you leave with. And I always thought he was talking about our
Like-
tackle boxes.
Sure.
Yeah, we're losing some lures
I
up.
lost the lure today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I never
yeah.
I like learned like growing up and then it just like clicks. It's like, yeah, we're leaving like a lot of stress out there. Like
Yeah.
that's what we enjoy to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Because I always come back from the lake or the river or whatever. I always come back with like a more clear mind.
That or the tree stand and yeah.
Yeah.
Sitting out in the
Hunting's
fresh air.
the same
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Hunting's the same
It's
thing.
the fresh air.
There are people that are out there who are like, oh, this is the exact scent I'm gonna use because it's worked 50 years before this.
Then
you
there's
know?
me
and
who
it might,
doesn't use anything.
and it might not work anymore. Right? Because like some people are just like stuck in the same ways
Or
or
the
whatever.
deer actually realize that it's a fake scent.
And that could be it too. But the
Like if
you
you've been
know,
using it for 50 years, I'm guarantee you 90% of those deer have caught on that it's a fake scent.
yeah.
That was
But,
something
you know,
that brought to my attention too when
it-
you're using like something that smells like vanilla. Like
Yeah.
let's say you go out there, you shoot one animal, but there's a dozen animals out there. Well, now they just learn when that smells there, they're gonna avoid you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of like hunting on a box blinds too. It's like they don't like for hunting deer, like they don't get hissed. They don't come through as very often as they do. They go straight dark.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when you're hunting in areas that's all you have is a box blind. That's why a lot of people that have upgraded those in their properties only use rifle because they know not to go by there during bow season. There's
Yeah.
somebody in there, they smell the scent. So it's like they avoid
Yep.
it. That's why like I like the ground and pound aspect.
You know, and there's people that like study that all their life. You know what I mean? Like that's all they do. That's like what they've expertised and what they've like done throughout every single day of their life. They're like, yeah, this is like you can't use this scent anymore because of the migration pattern of learning this deer, or learning this fish, or learning this hunting thing that you're doing or whatever.
For sure.
There's a million different ways that people are like learning that. And like in my brain, it's not there.
Yeah.
Like you know, because that's not what I expertise in. That's not like where my expertise lie at all.
Correct.
Right? Like I'm better. Like you know, I'm sure they would come to me with like editing advice or making a podcast.
Know your
or-
crowd.
you know what I mean? Like it's just not there for me, which is fine. But you know, if you want to like learn how to like you know make the best loadout in Call of Duty, I got you. I got you. I don't know what that's gonna help you with in your life, but you know, like hunting and
it's your mental
fishing
health, you know?
and yeah, it's just all hobby based. So
Yeah.
it's like you know, if people are better at that, then or if people make it their full time position, I'll relay that info to them. Like I did ask the bait shop guy. I'm like, hey, like what's hitting right now? And he's like, really not a lot of active bait, but yeah, he told me to try that frog.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh yeah, like I've hit with the frog before in different places, so might as well try it here. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
so it's just like you have to basically just let go and then understand that I don't really know anything
Oh,
about
yeah.
fishing, but like I'll just hit on whatever people are saying. You know what I mean?
Oh
And
yeah,
at the end of the
best thing
day,
to do is ask.
yeah,
Like my dad and I got some advice when we were fishing out there in Okoboji, and it's like there's a spot that we knew about that we're hitting on perch. We didn't go out there because we were fishing. It was hitting so well the Friday before, but if we wanted to go to that spot on Saturday, the winds were so bad that it's like we didn't see the ROI there because it's where we were fishing at. We're over there, the wind was just as bad, and it's like until we revamped the boat, it doesn't make sense. Or the other thought was that we'd like not even launch, we'd just unhook the boat, drive over there, and just fish off the bank.
yeah,
And just slowly just reel in and stuff like that and go from there. But it's like it would have been fun to catch those perch, but it's like dad wants to go out there because there's like you're fishing with your friends, there's a little bit of bravado, ego going into it all. It's like, I'm just fishing with my dad.
yeah. Well, the ego part is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
So-
especially when you was like when you're one of the
Jeff
top
just
two
caught
boats.
10 different fish. I'm angry now. I gotta go catch 10 more.
that motivation helps.
Yeah, definitely.
I
Oh,
like-
you caught a bass the other day? Oh, I gotta go catch 2 of them, and I didn't catch either. But you know, that's like the fun part,
Right,
Like, you
right.
know?
It's just one more cast.
Yeah, it's always the next one's gonna hit. I know it. I feel it.
Mhm.
I've been fishing with the same bait, the same spot for
thing
the
with
last
me and my
6
lotto
hours.
tickets. The next one's gonna hit. I swear.
I swear. Dude,
Next
it's gonna
one's gonna
happen.
hit.
Yeah, it's all about the next one.
That's why
Not about the current one.
That's why I switched. on
Or the
It-
last 3.
What if it hasn't drawn yet? That's
Yeah.
the next one. That's gonna hit.
Yeah, I just saw a fish jump over there. It's already in.
Yeah, no, I tried the same thing too.
Yeah.
And so I swapped out from that a tri-blade to a spoon, and it
Yeah.
like I know it works. I've
You
seen
know,
it work.
I think
Mhm.
that's something about fishing too, is that like the next cast could always be it. So
Mhm.
you're just like, oh, maybe, just 3 more. Just
Yeah.
1 more.
On the upside is like let's
Just
say
1 more.
let's
This is
say
gonna
you
be the
start,
win.
let's say you guys start hitting on. Let's say you guys start hitting on frogs. What you do is like we're all fishing together. It's like everybody switch frogs
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
like first person to catch 2 fish on
Well,
one
I
bait,
wish I had
switch.
switched to crank like right when you said, or right when you hit that bass on Saturday, because I probably would have like, hopefully maybe hit something by
Might
8,
have, yeah.
8 or 7 at night. You know?
I usually wait for 2 fish because once you hit 2 fish, it's like
Then
you know
it's like they're on to something.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
on to something. Yeah, exactly. When you hit only
You know,
one,
I
it's kind of it's like it's
That's
there's a
hit or
lot-
miss. I threw it right in front of him. You
Yeah.
know.
yeah,
Exactly.
You might-
Exactly.
You saw him jump like 2 seconds ago, and you're like, oh yeah,
no,
that bait was, like,
that
right
was more
there.
just like I was reeling it in, and it so happened to cross right in front of him, and he hit.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, like how the wind shifted. that
Like,
night or
right.
whatever.
It also comes out like if they're hungry, they're not going to bite. If they're not hungry, they're not going to bite.
Yeah.
But it's like for you, it's like you just like get pissed them off. It's
I
like,
pissed
I'm
him
gonna eat ya.
off and like got it in his home or near his home. Yeah, I pissed him off.
Yeah.
He's gonna go attack.
Gotta piss him off just the right amount. You gotta
That's-
get him angry.
especially when you go after predator fish. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
predators.
You gotta
yeah,
get
you
a-
gotta piss them
oh,
off or
yeah.
get their attention somehow.
Yeah, you gotta just be rambunctious.
Yeah.
You gotta be
Or like a
flinging the
loud
bait.
bait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta be
just to
flinging
piss
that
'em
bait
off, yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, like that blade that I was using, that tri one, that's great for catching pike on it because it just makes so much
Oh,
vibration.
All
that
those, like,
spins.
yeah.
Yeah, because when you have 3
Yeah.
blades, 2 blades do the same thing too, but 3 just accelerates it because it's so much. You get the vibration,
That's
you
why
get
I'm
the
so
noise. you get-
surprised
Yeah,
spinners haven't been hitting for me at all at the end. Even if it's like end of season type stuff. It's
spinners
just-
are always solid. They're always. a
I
go-to.
love spinner bait, man. I love spinner baiting, and it's just. I mean, it hasn't hit yet for me, I guess. I think
It could just be weather.
could just be
Yeah,
volume too,
It could
like
be weather.
just more casts,
right.
more hits, like I haven't been out enough either.
It could be a different spot.
It's colder, yeah, whatever is going on.
Yeah.
And-
'Cause there's
and,
multiple different spots around where we're fishing down there.
dude, we have
Hop around.
again, like kind of weaving it back in. We have one of the best areas of the country
Oh,
to
yeah.
just like
Oh,
hit.
100%.
Oh, even
So like
not
it's
only
whatever you're
fishing,
gonna
we
fish
got
with.
like the agriculture and like
Yeah.
the deer, and we got almost everything you need.
Yeah.
The only thing we need to
You
do
guys
is get
are
a
really
couple
trying
hundred
to
head of elk on the hoof there. You know,
Y'all are really trying to sell me to like stay here. But I know like
Why
for
not?
B tier's sake, I guess, like just having you guys close is gonna be helpful. I don't think I can fly you guys in every week.
Why not?
Wherever we are.
no. Once
dude,
Sophia
I
turns
keep thi-
18, everything's a game changer
I
for me,
keep
so.
thinking about Nashville, man. Like south of Nashville area. I keep looking at property there.
Yeah, but it's like everybody. You got New York moving there, you got California moving there, so it's like you got everybody moving there. So it's like want to go
Yeah.
someplace that nobody's moving to. But then the flip
But-
side is though, it's
But
like
there's
you
a
have
reason
more
everybody
No
there's
one's
a reason.
moving here. You stay.
Yeah, go where nobody's coming to.
There's a reason there's a reason why everybody moves to the places that everybody moves to, right? Because
Well, eventually it either becomes red, to purple, then it becomes
Yeah.
blue.
but
And
eventually
nobody wants to be there. anymore.
eventually everything is gonna do that. Like that is like the nothing ever happens meme, right? Where it's like nothing actually happens, right? No nuclear war, no end of the world apocalyptic event, no EMP outage, no nothing. None of that's ever gonna happen. But eventually everything's just gonna like slowly degrade over time. And that's the meme, right? That's the meme. Everything just slowly degrades over time. So like
for me,
where do you
moving-
want to be where it degrades?
Yeah.
That's the question that you have to ask right now. And I guess like
I
if
thought you were gonna bring back Joe Dirt. Where do you want to be when Jesus comes back?
where do you want to be when Jesus comes back? Exactly.
I want to be where there's big
If
deer.
Jesus-
Unfortunately,
If Jesus is just a slow degradation of society as a whole, where do you want to be when Jesus comes back? And that's funny. That's great.
I'd actually move to Iowa this way and get residency because it's cheaper to hunt there once you have residency than to be non-resident. I just want to go where big deer
But
are.
that's
There's
like
like there's not big deer there in Illinois or in Tennessee.
Well, yeah, that's the thing too. It just be like you're hunting different things.
Yeah, because
You know,
it's like you
some
still have whitetail
wildcats
there, but
and
it's just not as big.
you know, maybe some bear in my backyard or whatever's going on out there.
Tennessee's got some good big deer out there, big bear out there.
Yeah. But that said, like, I don't like we had just mentioned, I don't necessarily do that as like a full-time thing. Like my brain's not thinking like, when am I gonna hunt in my backyard?
I gotcha.
My brain's like, I have an AR-15. I'm gonna kill whatever's in my backyard just so that I can keep like editing a video or gaming or making a podcast.
That's how
you know what I mean? Like my brain's not thinking that.
Now, if
It's
you're
like-
able to find a plot of land that's right next to BLM, it's like, because it's like then he's like you have your own piece of slice of private heaven. Now you just gotta get those deer from public heaven.
Yeah.
Over this here, it's like, see you fuckers. I got
I mean,
property line right there.
That's kind of the move like out west. That's why a lot of people move out west, is because you have so much like federalized land that isn't being used really for anything right now. I think like what 45% of like western land west of the Mississippi is just like owned by the federal government.
Yeah,
There's nothing
all
on it.
BLM. Yeah.
So like, a lot of people right now are like, well, what are you gonna do with that land? Right. And I guess they're probably gonna try to put houses on it. That would be my guess.
This is all
Um,
out west. All comes down if there's mineral rights to it. Because I mean, Wyoming just has they found a big mountain of ore that they need for batteries and stuff like that. So that's why all the area that's currently under fire has a bunch of minerals that they need for batteries for EV vehicles. So that's why they're destroying the land. So this way everybody can come in there like, hey, your house burned down. Here's some cash for you. Do what they did in Maui. So it's like they're learning what worked in Maui. They're going to do over there in North Carolina, Florida. Well,
Sure.
Florida is his own nightmare. But that's what it's like. If you're going to be putting stuff there, you got to have some resource why to come there. Like
Yeah.
if you're going out west, like
Oh.
can you build ski resort?
Yeah, well,
Kind of what they did with Colorado. It's
a
like,
lot
was a
of-
nice place.
a lot of
California
the
came.
yeah, exactly. Like a lot of the reason to be out west is just to be alone.
Yeah.
That is like the draw,
Right.
right? It is to be in the
New
middle
Mexico
of nowhere.
people-
It is to be left alone. It is. I mean, I guess in a lot of things, it's just like leave me the fuck alone. Like
Yeah.
that's why people move out west. That's why people get away from it all. Because what was it like? Post Malone moved to Utah.
Yep. Utah.
Why
yeah.
Utah? Right?
Probably get away from his vice.
Just to get away.
Probably
Just to get away.
I don't know if he was a heavy drinker in California, but like most of Utah is dry.
Yeah, well, I didn't.
I-
I did not put the two and two together with the Utah being dry. But
Yeah,
that
there's
said,
a lot of counties that are dry.
moving to Utah to just get away from everybody.
Probably
Prime,
yeah.
prime.
You go from you go to the Church of Satan to the Church of Mormon. Two
yeah,
different cults.
exactly. Well, Mormonism's technically probably better than the Church of Satan, but
Yeah, right.
like you don't really want to be a devil worshiper, right?
LDS is
I'm gonna go sell my soul in Fortnite right
There
now.
is
That's
a
what I'm about to
massive
go do.
lawsuit, including like 94.
Which friend are you bringing back?
Yeah, right. One of them.
One of them.
I go to
Jesus,
to
man.
run into Post Malone at a magic store. It's like, fuck yeah.
That's
I'll play with
such a
him.
good question, but I don't know if it's like pod related, and I don't know. I'm just thinking about
Send
something.
it.
I'm like, if
Send it.
if you could sell your soul to bring back one of your friends, would you do it, or who would you bring back if you did?
Ooh, have to be my son. That'd be the person.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like that's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Would you sell your soul to get your son back?
I mean, granted, it would be for a short period of time, but it'd be worth it.
I feel like
Yeah.
that'd be. Yeah, I feel like that's a heartbeat decision.
But it's also self-sacrifice. So it's like I might find the loophole there.
Yeah.
God's loophole.
Well, there's another aspect to that too. Is like if you sold your soul to the devil, do you take the wager bet on like, okay, heaven doesn't exist because like your son might already be in heaven and you might already be able to go find him after it's all done anyway, right?
Sure. But it's
Um,
like in all
I'm
actuality,
not.
yeah. But in all
Yeah.
actuality, it's like if he is in a better place, so I wouldn't want to sell him to bring him
To
back.
bring him back
'Cause he's gonna be in a
here,
better place.
and
Yeah.
you would lose your opportunity to ever go meet him in that better place if it. I mean, the devil always pulls tricks, right?
yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
it's
There's
like-
there's always a cost.
There's
There's always
always-
a cost.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I've listened to Devil Went Down to Georgia a couple times. Yeah,
He went to Jamaica once.
yeah.
he lost that bet.
Devil Went Down to Jamaica. Yeah.
According to the song. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's all legend.
Yeah, right.
I do
Never
have
know.
a fun question.
Ooh, we got
here.
a question.
Oh,
Matt.
okay.
Yeah, I've been sitting on it for a while.
Well,
So, what's the best decision you've made in your life?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
There's so many. No. uh,
But now to pinpoint just down to one is going to be the most difficult question to ask yourself. What is the best decision that you made for your life? For me, it was fairly simple, but it's like it's changed. It changed my whole perspective. So, but I don't want to answer. I don't want to be the last one to answer because mine was that easy. You guys had to think about it.
well, yeah, go ahead and answer
Oh, you want me?
while I
Yeah,
think
go
about
ahead,
it.
go ahead.
All
Yeah.
right. So mine was moving back to the Midwest from living in Arizona because I was lived down there for so many years that it was during the recession that we went through. Because I mean, you go from a Friday having strip malls full of businesses to a Monday that's all out of business in a matter of just days, and didn't have anything going on. Prospects were slow. Couldn't find a job above minimum wage. So I just found the opportunity. I was like, hey, I'll move back home. Like I still have grandparents still alive, my dad's and stuff like everybody's still around. So yeah. So moving back here, because if I didn't move back here, I want to be hanging out with you guys right now. So like the decision to move back here was actually had the best benefit of doing so.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like those types of moves too, those are like entirely trajectory changing. Because like if you had stayed somewhere else, you're not gonna have half the experiences you had here, obviously. So like, yeah, moving back here is a good one. How about you?
For me, it'd probably be getting clean off of heroin and all the hard stuff. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here right now. Like, I'd probably be dead.
Facts.
That's
like,
Dead serious.
like
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
serious.
You call that life-changing.
All reality, yeah.
Because you never know when that hot shot's coming, or you're going to be dealing, or you're gonna be
Or the fentanyl on
Yeah.
the street nowadays, right?
the fentanyl, man. That's the
I'd be
scary
dead.
thing now.
Yeah,
You have to get everything like tested before you
Yeah.
take it.
but
Um,
I'd be dead. Yeah, either way.
Yeah.
How about you, Mr. Brady, Mr. Malone?
Yeah, like I said, man, I don't know. Best life decision for me. I mean, I guess it's probably like, man, I don't know. I've probably have told stories off pod about this. But I think like not doing heroin was probably like
Mhm.
one of my best life decisions.
You had it offered to you at one point.
I had it offered to me at one time. I was at a party with a girl that I trusted. I mean, obviously, I was with her, and with a couple of friends that she was supposed to, and I was like, "Oh yeah," and just got the offer, and I didn't take it. Um, even though every fiber in my being was probably fighting that decision at the moment too. But I was always told it was like just don't do meth, don't do heroin, and those are like the two things to stay away from. But I was
I'm
high on
two.
I was high on coke that night. Um I was gonna say off the Henny, but I was just on I was drinking a lot of tequila that night. It was like kind of everything was just like culminating into that moment, and like I ended up just leaving the party. But like I had ran into a high school friend that night, and he gave me like a look that I was even at the place that we were at. And he was like, "Huh, didn't think I'd see you here." I thought that was kind of funny, like low key, like looking back on it.
What's funny is we were probably at the same party.
Like I think if it wasn't for because like what our age difference is 5 years,
Well, you're what, 27?
4 years,
So yeah, 4 or 5 years.
4
but
years. Yeah, 'cause
Either way,
and there's
it's not
a
like
ch-
we were carding anybody.
there's a chance that we like cross paths at
Oh,
some
yeah.
point. I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Just being because you're like I think
Just being in the same friend group.
you're my brother's age too,
Yeah.
and like I hung out with his friends a lot. So like, but they were all like Aquinas kids, so I guess I don't know.
We didn't
Yeah.
get along too well.
But I hung out with a lot of La Crescent kids too, because
yeah, you said
man,
a couple names that I know.
you probably know.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's names that you know for sure.
And I've hung out with. So it's just like we probably crossed.
We probably
paths.
crossed paths at
Like-
some point, but like that's the thing too. Is like you never know like who you cross paths with,
Yeah.
and then eventually you run into them again, and you're like, I don't know you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I don't associate with lanes.
Damn.
No, I'm
Shots
you're
fired.
on my pod. What do you mean? Oh no, that's funny.
It's like
Um,
it's like
no, you
I want
just
to eat,
never
but now
know.
with me.
you just never know. No, so like I said, it was probably the choices of not doing something is probably where I'd put
There you
my
go.
faith into, where I was like, I don't know. And it's funny because it's tough. It's a tough one because I've actually like I've 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 done one of the two things that I mentioned just now,
Yeah, yeah.
but I never touched heroin, so I think we're good there. And like yeah, yeah, that was probably one thing where it's like I'm happy I didn't do that. It was one of the best decisions of my life to not act on something that I was offered, which is kind of
Sure.
weird because it's like an indecision of like not doing something,
Mhm.
but I guess it's like the conscious act of just like knowing that I shouldn't touch that. Um, but yeah, I would have done anything for that girl at the moment. I think that's like a tough thing too. Is like another thing I guess to kind of add on is it's crazy to me, like what you'll do to like get the appreciation of somebody that you think loves you back or you love them or whatever. Because in that moment, I was like, you know, I wanted to spend a pretty good chunk of time with this girl, and for me at the time, it was like I was also working on like side things too. I always have these like a million different projects going on, right? That never
No, not
finish.
you. Not you.
It's
No.
unfortunate because they never finish, right? A lot of these projects are just like they're evolving over
They're
time.
ongoing.
And yeah, they're always going, right? So, um, like when I do take time
To be
away
continued.
to like spend time with somebody, I really like mean the time. I'm like, yeah, like I got to make the most out of this time with this person because knowing that in like an hour my brain is already going to be like shot off to a different direction and I'm not going to be present with them. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You're just
I
along for the ride at that.
maybe I'm not even like in control. You know what I mean? Like it might just
we're
be
all just puppets.
it might just be out of my hands at this
We're all
point.
just puppets. They're all just like, hey,
He's
In
just
my-
a lizard person from underneath the Las Vegas.
My
this is all
His lizard
conspiracy,
brain's
guys.
going off. It's like
Yeah.
money.
Well, it's like where can you maximize potential here? It's like,
Right.
well,
Yeah, yeah.
They sent him here to study us.
They did. They really did.
Jesus
He's not
Christ.
listening to my stuff. That's a win.
Yeah, I'm not a Democrat. But no, it's actually
that's the name of the title.
I'm
of the
not a
podcast. I'm not a
Democrat.
Democrat.
Yeah.
They have to watch the podcast an hour and 6 minutes in.
To find out why.
to find out why. Yeah, it's like one line. It's like one offline. No, that's the thing though too. Is like I don't know where I was going. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Not a Democrat. That's all that matters. And yeah, B tier pod. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. End the show immediately. No, but it's like how much are you willing to sacrifice for like other people and stuff like that. So it's like
Sure.
and if you're, I think it, like I said, it's just odd to me that like sometimes that like undying, unconditional, it appears unconditional love, and it appears that you guys are on the
Okay.
same page, and then you just like apparently differ on one thing, and somehow that can change your entire trajectory of like
Oh
where
yeah.
you go after, and yeah, so yeah, life is strange. Life is a strange thing, and like I said, I'm not really in control. I think like a lot of it is just like things I know I need to get done, so I just keep going after that. I don't know. We had described it on the podcast that like ended up having the dead voice, like the deep voice.
Oh,
But like, what do you want to be when you grow up, right? I said SoundCloud rapper, and then I had to explain that for 38 minutes. And everybody was like,
none of you got to hear.
yeah, and that'll never get released, and that's fine. I don't think they need to know at home. I think that was more for like
I
my
think
own
we need you now.
sanity.
You mentioned.
I think that was for my own sanity
got
at some
38
point.
minutes, Jeff.
Yeah, going down the rabbit hole, be a SoundCloud rapper.
Oh man, no, because it really is like that. It really is like that. It's like everything is so jumbled, and it's just like you have to make a little bit of sense out of it all to like rationalize your own worldview, And I feel like every day is just being challenged, just slowly being challenged, and it's like that evolving door. It's just like a revolving door. It's like the evolving conversation that just keeps progressing and going.
It's upward spiral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Upward spiral, man.
I mean, that's the easiest way to describe it all. It's like as long as every day you're like
Just constantly
improving.
improves, you know. And if
Yeah.
not, you're fixing it, you're tweaking it so it does work. You know what I mean? Like you're finding out what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing too. Trying to inputs, outputs, seeing like because what they always say the definition of insanity is like trying the same thing over and over and over
Yeah, we
again.
tweak it at least, you know.
Yeah,
Try this over
guys-
here this time.
you guys
know?
forget that the
Like-
the upward spiral in itself is insanity, but it is always doing learning and committing. So you're just always doing different things to do the same to try to get the
Yeah.
same result. You know?
Trying to make money, or at least try to survive the next day.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly. I was listening to a podcast with Jelly Roll on it
Mhm.
recently. You guys know Jelly Roll now?
yeah.
He's like top.
I knew him
100
back
artists.
in the day when he was a rapper.
That's insane.
Not
Yeah,
like
'cause-
known him personally, but like knew of him.
Oh, okay. I thought.
No,
you
no,
like,
I
may have
wish-
met
I
him or something.
wish.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Hey, if he was in
But-
Tennessee, if he was in Tennessee.
He was talking about how like every song is a story.
It
and,
is
like
though.
you never know where you're gonna find that next story. So he almost like treats it like a news reporter, like a newscaster. You know,
mean,
he's like he
oh,
goes
yeah.
instead of scrolling on his phone for TikTok or whatever. He's just like walking around, like seeing, like
Or some of his songs are about personal things that he's like accomplished in his life or like
That
fought
too.
in his life. Like,
yeah. And
Was-
you know,
Have
it's
you ever
crazy
heard,
that
a
he's
story
like,
behind winners or winning or something like that? He went to he was supposed to go record and stuff, to do some writing with a bunch of people. He was on
went to an AA meeting.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's
Keep
a pretty
going.
impressive story though. It's like, cause like the guy that went up to this one guy that was talking about like he needed emotional support. It's like not everybody, nobody came into this room winning. You know, it's like I think that was pretty profound. What he said, what he
Yep.
was able to do, and then turn into, and now it's a hit song, which is
Mhm.
phenomenal. But it's like we're all in the same boat. You know, some of us may be winning, some of us may be losing, or some of us are bad 50-50, you know, but it's like we still have 2 feet on the ground every morning.
Yep.
So it's like that's the funny thing was like with one of my dad's friends. I called one of his good friends that known him for since '97, so 20 almost 30 years now, stuff like that. It's like I mentioned, well, hey, we both landed on both feet landed on the bedroom floor this morning, so he just starts chuckling. You know, it's like he's just a really good dude. You know, went through some shit and lost his wife. You know, but never give up. You know, now he's back. He moved back close to his family and such. So it's good.
nice.
Yeah. Well, and it, you know, like each day, if you can get up and just, you know, kind of get out of bed and kind of take it for what it is, you have like the opportunity to do whatever you want to, essentially. I mean, because you can make that one decision that does impact your life significantly any day of the week. If you really
yeah.
wanted to,
Yeah,
it might be.
if I wanted to, I could go get arrested tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right now, actually, if I
Yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah. I mean, all you have to do is just do a couple desk pops, get our
I don't even have
property
to do
down.
that. I got
You could do
I
that
got
in-
better ideas.
I would even encourage it in my neighborhood because then I could get my property rent
That's the best
values
thing
down.
That's the best thing about blanks.
Any day of the
Ooh,
week.
I didn't
Yeah.
even think about that.
Yeah,
then I can
blanks.
actually like shoot at people.
Yeah, exactly. Bang, bang, bang. It's like what?
What?
It's like, yeah, freaks the fuck out, didn't it? Property value just dropped.
man, blanks. That's a good one.
Yeah,
Shit,
yeah.
I-
It's if you
Then
want
I can shoot at police and not even hurt them.
Yeah.
Aha! It's a
They-
joke. Joke. I swear.
And then as you're bleeding out, it's like it was a joke.
Right? That's
Yeah,
my
yeah.
last words. It was a joke.
It was a prank.
Yes.
April Fool.
Happy Halloween.
Motherfucker. Flips into death.
Uh,
That'd be one of the hardest lines of all time. The harder they fall, put that in the end line. Oh man, I'd love that. I watched American Psycho last night.
Oh, I almost watched it last night.
Wait, you
Yeah,
almost watched it
Very
too?
excited. Yeah. I ended up
Same
watching
brainwave.
scary stories to tell at night. It's came out in 2019. And it was about it's a spin-off of a book series. I could probably find online here, but it was just a series of fortunate events that were going through on. but it was like all the deaths were happening in a short story written by a ghost, stuff like that, was trying to make other people victims because she was victimized, and basically it was Paper Baron that was poisoning the water, that was giving everybody mercury poisoning, and then to keep her shut up, they locked her in the basement. So
You're
it's
talking
like,
about like American Horror Story.
no, not that bad.
Not that bad.
Okay, so American Psycho is like the Christian Bale film.
Oh yeah, that's I know. I
thought you said you almost watched that last night.
I did, but I watched something different.
You did.
He almost was.
And then you ended up watching
He
something,
ended up watching
else.
something else.
different.
about mercury and Gatorade
No.
or something.
No,
Okay. Got you. Okay. No, so American Psycho.
oh, here it is.
like
Scary
what-
stories you tell in the dark.
Scary stories to tell.
Okay.
Yeah, it came
Alright.
out in 2019. It's based in
Is it good?
1968, and yeah, I thought it was really good. It actually opens up for a sequel, but I think the people that wrote it didn't want to go woke because it was
What
because
is
it was
your
before the Great Recession.
favorite American Horror Story season? Both of you.
I've never seen it.
Oh, okay.
I
Alright.
really
All
enjoyed.
right, I'll
Never
keep
seen
that.
it. I
I'll
never,
keep that in the back
I
pocket.
never have cable, so it's like I never like got it.
Oh,
like,
on FX, yeah, because you have to have
like,
cable to watch it on
yeah.
FX. I like the season 3, which was Coven, and then I also
I've
like
never,
Freak
I've
Show.
never seen
I also like season 4, Freak Show.
Freak Show. Yeah, I like the Asylum a lot.
Oh, Asylum was a good one too as well.
I
And
like
also
the-
Roanoke was a good one too as well.
The
I've,
80s
I've
one.
seen a
too,
lot of,
84.
like,
Oh, that's a good
clips.
series too.
I've seen a lot of like clips. I haven't
Yeah.
seen any like full
American Horror
episodes,
Story
but-
has been kind of cool because they just like basically hire the same actors every season to play different roles,
Correct.
and I kind of like that aspect of like a show.
It's kind of
'cause
like
it's,
the
it's
one
always
that
like an
Travis
anthology.
Kelsey's in right now.
Oh, no.
Grotesque or whatever.
Okay.
It's on Hulu, I believe. But yeah, it's like a murder mystery, like horror
Yeah.
thing. Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty good.
Grotesque.
I think there's only like 5 or 6 episodes out.
Okay.
But
So
Tra-
it's still like releasing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Travis Kelsey's
Me and Kayla recommended this to a lot of people, but we watched a show called From, and it's
does
an
that sound
Amazon
familiar?
Prime show. But like the premise is family drives into town. The time loop kicks off like
Mm.
immediately when they get in there and they can't leave the town
Oh,
because
yeah.
somehow the roads keep coming back to the same spot.
Once you enter,
right?
you can't leave.
Yeah, and then
Like, yeah.
essentially it kind of like the first episode kind of explains this, but not fully. Obviously, I won't want to spoil the whole series
yeah.
because I think they're having a season 3 soon. But the season 2 cliffhanger was amazing, so
Mm.
like it's definitely worth watching. But
Does he have it as Lost?
it's better than Lost.
Better than
But
This is what you refer as From.
yeah, yep, that guy.
Well, this came
Can't
out
think
in
of his name.
2022, so yeah, it's been on for a minute.
But he
Next episode comes out October 20th, 2024, so it must be a new season.
soon.
Lost.
All right,
Yeah,
so
well, it's
relevant
3
topic.
seasons.
Yeah,
It's been on for 3 seasons.
it's two seasons. The third one comes out in October.
No. Episode 5 comes out on the 20th.
Okay, so they're like already filming 3 or whatever. But I don't know. I won't
Oh no,
watch it.
that's the release date for it. So okay, that makes
I won't watch it until it all comes out. Though.
That's
So like I'm just gonna binge it, you know. But anyways,
Mhm.
so season 2 cliffhanger is pretty good. Won't spoil the whole thing here.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's vampires. Like they explain that pretty early. You have amulets that can defend you from the evil people that want to enter your house, but you have to invite them in.
Oh yeah,
There's-
obviously.
yeah.
Like
So
every other vampire movie, you know, you
Yeah,
have to invite
but,
them in. They can't cross the threshold. you know what I mean?
except for Discovery of Witches. That's a different story.
the mystery of how they got there, I think, is where the whole show is
Okay.
going. So it's kind of a lot like
So they're
Stranger
backtracking at this point.
it's like Stranger Things, like season 1, kind of in like the mystery aspect of things. It's like,
So, like,
what is going on in this
What's
world?
going on? Yeah.
There's obviously like
Now
there's
they need to hurry the fuck up.
With what?
Stranger
the-
Things
the next-
season 5.
Yeah, drop the next
Oh,
season.
you mean season 6? Because season 5's already done.
No, Stranger Things season 5 is not done.
Yeah,
Oh, I
That's
thought
the one
they,
that they're
they,
haven't-
they released
Yeah.
one before.
they
Have you
haven't.
see the
I'm- I'm-
Millie
I'm seeing what-
Millie Brown nudes yet? No, I'm kidding.
I'm just like you.
Nah,
It's like,
she
I
did-
want to wait until it's all done to watch it all and binge it all.
Yeah, it's easier to binge.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't pay for any of those services, so I just acquire them and then I
think
watch them
pay
all
for- I think
together
I
when they
pay
done.
for all of those services.
It sucks. Like I'm not gonna just rebuy cable at this point. You know
Oh,
what I
yeah,
mean? Like
no.
I'm not gonna do that. to
And with all
myself.
my services, it still doesn't add up to cable.
Uh,
It really
the
doesn't.
the
Like
way that
at the end
they
of the day, it
the way
really
that they
doesn't.
wanted it to go though, like Paramount Plus, HBO Plus,
I don't have everything.
yeah,
Like
but
I like.
Mhm.
people who do buy everything
Yeah.
pay way more than they
Oh
would for
yeah, but
cable.
like I'm smarter than the
Because
average.
even Disney's up to like 14 a month now. Netflix is
Oh,
up
yeah.
to 11 a month. Like if you actually add all of that stuff
Oh,
up,
yeah,
you're
And there is
paying
there
more than
isn't-
cable.
There is no release date. There, it's 2025 is going to be Stranger Things season 5.
It just
Mhm.
doesn't have a
There's
date
There's
yet.
no
Yeah.
there's just no date yet. But I think what they're
Yeah.
running into is like everybody's gotten older. Obviously,
Yeah, they're
They,
gonna
they
have
But now we're
skipped
mo-
5 years of real life. How can
Yeah.
you do like you can't
Yeah.
go back to just like
and
yeah.
Now they're
The
now they're moving
reshoot,
into.
all
I
that.
wonder if they're going to be moving into in the 90s.
That'd be awesome.
You know,
I don't
Let's
know.
keep it going.
bring back
yeah.
the Jenkos and
the
DCs.
original
Yes, and the echoes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the original
Yes,
idea
ones.
for season 2 of Stranger Things I wish they would have done.
Blockbuster, bring it back.
Yeah.
Well, Blockbuster would have been.
I don't
tiny
want
in the 80s,
Blockbuster.
so-
I'm good.
Yeah.
I got Redbox now.
That are all getting recalled now.
What?
They're all getting like taken out of business because of like streaming services. like
Oh,
Hulu
sure,
and,
sure.
Yeah.
Like,
They
they're
just
all
don't know the
getting-
market.
Yeah, they're all just getting yanked. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, that sucks.
Only if
I-
there's a high enough Gen X or a Boomer generation living in the community, they'll keep it around. Maybe.
Yeah.
maybe.
I mean, what
Maybe.
was it like? Somebody bought radio, or was it Gary Vee who bought Radio Shack and then made it a cryptocurrency exchange? Like, it's amazing.
I didn't know that.
We just
one.
need more of that. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Guys, Stranger Things season 5 is gonna be awesome, but I don't think it'll be as good as season
Maybe
1.
if they ever drop it.
The original idea for Stranger Things was supposed to be like anthologies, so they were like all just supposed to tell different stories. But the season 1 took off so well, and it was like
hit.
the student, yeah, like the kid actors that they have were like so good, that they just like rolled with it. They're like, guys, you have to,
We
like,
have to know.
just have to do it now. And then obviously they went like blockbuster, like Avengers style, season 4. So we'll see what happens in season 5.
It's always like that 90s show or that 70s show. It's like, oh, it stuck. We gotta
Yeah.
keep
We just have to keep
doing
going.
it. Yeah.
And then they tried that 90s show.
So going on. They got
It was decent.
part 3.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah,
90s show
it's
is
okay.
decent.
Decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have Seth Green in it. It's
Yeah,
kinda,
nothing
kinda
to-
ruins it.
Nothing to write home about.
Seth Green's kind of past his prime. He should just remain as a voice actor.
If you had to recommend one TV show to like anybody, to like somebody who's, just like asking for a TV show, what would you recommend right now?
I guess it all depends on the person asking.
Yeah, because it's like because
Really?
they
Because
may
like
like
if
a
a
romantic
random,
comedy,
Do you not-
they
like
may
a
wanna-
random person asking me,
They may
Yeah.
want a drama or true crime or
like if I know,
thriller.
Do you
if
not
you're coming
think-
up and asking me, like I know
Yeah.
you like horror and stuff, like yeah, I would like grotesque or How to Get Away with Murder.
Sure.
Like,
But if it was just like a random person that you knew nothing about, and you had to just recommend like a piece of television that you think is good enough to go into like the pop culture norm, where it's like you should watch, like Breaking Bad.
yeah.
Everybody recommends that
Oh
show.
yeah.
You don't have to like drugs and murder and whatever to know that is one of the best pieces of television that's ever come out. Right, Vince Gilligan. Every single shot in that TV show is shot like a movie.
Oh yeah. It was,
So,
that show's great.
That is one of those
Yeah,
shows
yeah.
that like I would recommend to everybody,
Yeah.
no matter who they are.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's like something like that. Something like
As an iconic pop culture, I'd probably recommend like Sons of Anarchy
That's a
or
great one.
yeah.
I've never seen Sons of Anarchy.
Wow. You should probably watch that one.
Yeah.
They have,
Do they-
they have the spinoff with Maya.
Oh, the Mines too. Yeah,
that was pretty
Yeah.
decent.
There's
Okay.
it would be really cool to see if they ever come back with the OG9. I think that'd be
They were
fun.
they're talking about a re-release of Sons or
Yeah, doing something along that
yeah.
with that property and such.
Mhm.
That was fun. That or the other one would be, Mad Men is another good one too as well.
That is great.
You know, that's a solid one. If they're into witches and stuff like that, I think Discovery of Witches was a pretty good one. They romanticized demons. They romanticized evil in the form of demons witchcraft and vampires. And then the bottom line of it is that like the book of life, that's like a real book that people have been chasing for centuries. Like I think the Nazis were going after for a period of time. I don't know what powers that be the head if it's in the Smithsonian or if it's the Vatican. I think those two entities are trying to control more of history than one. But it was all about like how they kind of come to find out like the creation of vampires is because the breeding between interspecies. But it's like they're playing with fire, and they created another demonic entity. So it's well done, well written. It has the inclusion, the wokeness from it all, stuff like that. So overall, it's not too bad.
So Sons of Anarchy is like your
My
pop
go-to.
culture, like
Yeah,
recommend to anybody you run
because
into.
season 1 and season 2 are awesome. Season 3, like, And the thing is, they never got revenge for season 2 with the skinheads. But seeing what's her face get shot, fucking
Kind of
poetic.
worth it, yeah.
And then season 5 will piss you off because I don't want to.
You just
Well, it's been on for over a decade, but Opie dies,
Sure.
because he sacrificed instead of Tim Coates dying, because like Tim Coates is a higher build actor than Opie was. So then after Opie left, after what's his face, I can't remember his name, off the top of my head, he did a couple other projects, but it's never got to that height of Sons of Anarchy. But there's some people, it's like you gotta recognize, like when you're on a hot show and your character is well loved, you ride it out, because it's like your next project could be shit.
Daryl Dixon, great example of that. Walking Dead.
Yeah.
How about
there
you?
go.
What's your pop culture like? Recommend to any random on the street?
I'd probably say like House or Weeds.
Ooh,
Weeds is pretty good. House is great.
Season 1, season 2 are okay. Season 3 just.
Yeah.
It's also done by the same writers that did Orange New Black.
Yeah.
Wait,
And
are you saying for Weeds?
Yeah, for Weeds.
Yeah.
And it's like, but
I remember like the mom in that show is so hot. She's so hot. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah. But it's like the same writer that did Weeds also did that. And once he got to season 3, they just went to shit to bed. It's like I'm not that creative anymore. It's like, here you go. And then
No, I'd say like, Weeds or House.
House would be like as a
House
solid
is
one.
a good one.
Solid one right there.
House is a great one.
Forgot all about House. Even Elementary, that was with Jonathan. Or no, that's not his name. That's from the Two Doors. I wouldn't even recommend the Game of Thrones. I wouldn't even recommend that just because
I wasn't a fan.
Yeah,
People said the ending was so bad. It
I
was
wasn't
like
a fan.
retroactively ruined season 1 through 4.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that and I go, why did I even waste my time with this show?
Because that's like me with The Walking Dead. Like I would recommend The Walking Dead, but like you have to like end it at season 7.
Like, right, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you just can't recommend the last half of the show. It's like, okay, that's not a good piece. It's not like a good discography.
But like if I know you're into like
right?
anime or something, I'm gonna recommend One Piece.
Sure.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, One Piece has like 1 million episodes.
Oh yeah, they're still.
Yeah, and I'll never catch up as a normie.
I think I counted the other day, and I think I'm like 1,122 episodes. Yeah,
That's monstrous.
Yeah,
We'll be like watching Guiding Light. That's like 5,000 episodes.
If I had to recommend like one show, right, that like everybody should watch, it'd be Mr. Robot. Mr. Robot is like an entire piece. It's great. Every single it's a lot like a Vince Gilligan, where like every single shot and just like
Mr. Robot,
be taken as a wallpaper.
Remy Malek.
Yep, Remy Malek
and Christian Slater. Yeah, that's a good one. The whole thing where he goes off on that
check
tangent.
that one out.
Mr. Robot's
that's a solid one.
fantastic.
That's a very
it's
good
like
one.
a sleeper too, because not really talks about it. I would write it down.
Season 1's very slow. It's very slow, but when it
that's
winds
the
up,
point, though. That's the point of the show, and like as a whole, that's like recommended.
Oh yeah.
My other would be, and this is why I can't say this show, but True Detective. But like
I was mentioned True Detective 2 as well.
But
Because
you
season
can't-
1 and season 3 were awesome.
Season 2 is so bad.
And season
Season
4 was
3
just
is
bad.
trash. Season 4 is trash.
No, season 3 was decent. Season 3 was pretty good. I like season 3, but
But-
season 4, season 2,
it's like an anthology season. So like
because each one is a different storyline.
yeah, so you can't take the whole piece as like I would recommend it.
Season
You
1,
can do
they
season
knocked it out
1.
of the park.
Season 1 is
It's
fantastic.
awesome.
I would recommend everybody watch season
is-
1, but I can't recommend every season after.
Yeah.
So I can't say like, oh yeah, you should watch this all. Mr. Robot, That would be a show that just like it slowly progresses. It was a sleeper. Not everybody watched it. It came out during the pandemic, I think.
Yeah, I think it was
Um,
2019 or 2000.
Yeah, it was like right around that time. So like you can just slowly progress on that show. And it has in terms of like the hacker element and stuff too. Um as somebody who like runs
Oh, it
Linux
started in
on a machine every now
2015.
and again. Okay, yeah, but whatever time it was.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
2015 to 2019. Yeah.
I would just recommend that show as like an overall piece of like history
Following
or
with
something that everybody
Kevin
should
Bacon.
watch.
That was a good series.
Never seen it.
Yeah, they ended that move. They ended that show on a cliffhanger. But that was a really well done one. It was about a cult that followed a what is it? A well known writer. It turned into a massive cult and stuff like that. And the whole first series chased him down.
Thinking
It was a-
about like
it was a good-
cult stuff. Midnight Mass.
Oh, that's on Netflix. I haven't watched that one yet.
Yeah, that's
worth it?
good.
I
That's
think
good.
it's what, 5 episodes.
It is short. Yeah, you can watch it in the night. It's like 8 episodes, I think. 8 episodes. They're all like an hour.
Yeah, there's another
But
one.
you
that's
can
short.
definitely binge it in a day.
There's
Me
another
too.
short one too. It's called Dracula, and it's 3 episodes. It came out in 2020 or 2019. 3 episodes, phenomenally well done. Each one has like it even brought how it could bring a 14th century vampire in the modern times. It did a really good job of putting everything together and showing the story arc, and I
Yeah.
thought it was very well done.
I also think like Gotham would be another one that I like to watch personally.
That's a good
I
one.
would
That was really good.
recommend.
Okay.
It
Have you
could-
seen Penguin yet?
No, it's
Okay,
it's
me
it's,
neither.
it's they're really it just released this year a couple weeks ago. So
Yeah.
they're doing 1 week every. So it's like I'm just waiting.
I'm
till
just
it's
waiting
done.
until it's done.
Yeah, but I think that's
Gotham,
a really
yeah.
good spin-off, and especially with Colin Farrell being Penguin.
Oh,
Penguin,
it's
I think it's a phenomenal
cartoonish, man.
choice.
It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
I think that's gonna follow
Um,
more of the gangster-like attitude instead of being all comic booky.
Mhm.
You know, I wonder like where Severance is gonna end up. You guys ever seen Severance before?
I don't-
It's got the guy from
Nope.
Parks and Rec in it. It has like a couple different actors from Parks and Rec in it, but it's got the entire thing takes place in like an office, but they don't really know what they do for a job. And then you kind of
Kinda
get
like
Adam
you
Workaholics.
kind of
Scott,
get like
there
a
we go.
slow reveal. And I can't
Yeah, there it
recommend
is.
it as like a show that everybody should watch all the time, anywhere, whoever you come from. But
Season 2.
it's because season 2 hasn't
January
come
7th.
out.
Yeah, January 17th. So
Yeah.
at least it's good enough
So,
to get a second season.
Season 1 ended up on like one of the coolest cliffhangers I've seen in a long time. And we just haven't seen a season 2. It's been like 4 years.
Mm.
So everybody's been just like waiting. And yeah, that
like
one
me
is
for Stranger Things.
yes, yeah, like you for Stranger Things, me for Severance. And it's something I can't recommend to everybody yet, but like season 1 ended on so good. Like I figure season 2 is gonna pick up exactly where it left off. It's gonna be kind of cool. Same thing with like From season 2. Because like From, great show. I recommend it to
Mm.
people all the time. But you can't recommend it as a full finished piece yet. You know?
Yeah.
Again, that's
very
why I
valid.
really do bring in Breaking Bad. It's like a culminated piece.
Yeah.
It is
Well, and
done.
it's finished.
Well,
you know,
Devil.
yeah.
Even Better
Yeah.
Call Saul. That's a phenomenal spinoff. I mean,
Vince
that's probably
Gilligan,
one of the
man.
best spinoffs I've seen. in a long
Vince
time.
Gilligan is a fucking
Yeah.
legend. He's so good at cinema. I just hats off to that guy. Like
Oh,
yeah.
if you want to
It's
be
amazing.
more iconic, Tales from the Crypt from 89 to 95 or something like that. I mean, that series right there started the original programming on HBO. It's because of that series. I mean, it was hot back in the late 80s throughout the 90s. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger directed an episode. I mean, anybody's in that series. In
Yeah.
that time frame. It's just it's a real banger for him. Then it spun out to a 3-season what's the word I'm looking for? A 3-season cartoon series too as well, which was not bad. I mean,
Yeah.
I grew up watching it. It's like it was pretty good for a horror aspect. It got a defined line for the teen demographics.
So I'm gonna do
Basically, lasts
something
from 15 to 18.
real quick here. It's just rapid fire. We're gonna end the pod.
Oh,
Tell me
yeah,
where
we're at 90.
But if you had to recommend just off the top of your head, like, you know, just quickest answer you can think of, recommend one movie
Oh,
that any stranger on the street would enjoy. It's so great.
oh,
Love that.
uh,
Love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies. Like, honestly, Blow is great. Blow,
Fear and Loathing Las Vegas.
Fear, Loathing of Las Vegas. Okay.
What would you recommend? to anybody just walking.
Pulp
up.
Fiction.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a classic.
great
But
one.
you have to pay
Yeah.
attention though for that one. And there's
Yeah.
4
Yeah.
endings. That's like episode 1 Star Wars right there. You know what I mean?
But then, well, all
Um,
the endings like all merged at the
merge,
very end. Yeah,
but
like
you have
kind
to
of
pay.
Crash.
You have to pay attention.
It's just like Crash did in 2004. I mean, that's how they you had 4 separate timelines. They all kind of intermingle at the very end. Training Day is another solid one as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of like iconic movies.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think Pulp Fiction is where I kind of just put it as like you should watch that movie.
Glorious
It's-
Bastards
it's
is another one.
peak in
Yeah.
terms of. Oh, and Glorious Bastards is great too.
Tropic
When-
Thunder.
When this thing,
Ooh, that's a good movie. That's a fucking good movie right there. I'll drop the F-bomb in that one.
she watched that for the first time. I had Kayla watch that. She's like,
I killed the
"Did
panda.
Robert Downey Jr. really do blackface this whole
Yes.
movie?" I'm like, pretty much.
Yes,
And the
yes,
only
he
person
did.
that got
He got
shit
away with it.
was Ben Stiller
Yes.
playing down with the playing this guy with Down syndrome.
Jesus
I
Christ.
killed the panda.
You
What do
know,
you mean to kill the panda?
And Tom Cruise being Harvey Weinstein. That's who we mirrored. That's who we mirrored his character off of.
it's great.
Just yeah, it's like it's hilarious.
It's great.
Yeah, like when you watch the MS episode or the interviews up in 4 and stuff like that, you listen to his portion of it all, like the small requests he wanted for it, where it's like done.
Oh man. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I don't know. We had some good topics tonight. I'm
We
trying to
did.
think of
It
a
was-
title of an episode,
Yeah.
but I can never think of one until
What were
really
you
I go
gonna
back.
call it?
It was like an offline that I had.
yeah. At least I'm not a Democrat.
Oh,
At least I'm not a Democrat. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't. That'll not work for the
Clickbait
YouTube
for
algo.
sure, right there.
Yeah,
Or-
it's like
or-
1 minute. We didn't even talk about it for like 30 seconds.
We didn't even bring anything up. Yeah.
Yeah,
like-
yeah, right.
It was something about lizard people or something.
Or you deal.
Oh, he's
or you do,
emotionless. I'm like,
Dave
or-
Matthews Band crashing to me because like everything we talked about it culminated in the very end.
it didn't though.
It didn't though.
Well,
That's a good episode too. It didn't though.
We'll call it the Pulp Fiction.
The palpable fiction.
The palpable. Yeah. We'll call it the recommendation.
That's
Yeah,
not bad.
because
That's
we
good.
had TV shows.
Yeah, yep.
Do it.
All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. B tier, we're just good enough. Made you look. Also, go follow us on all social media platforms. We're everywhere. B tier pod.